for the first lesson on final grading, we have there the lesson 8, which is entitled The Solutions of Triangles. Topics covered here are Pythagoras' theorem, or what we call the Pythagorean theorem. Second is a special triangle using the right angled isosceles triangle and the half equilateral. And then for the last one, that is the sine and cosine rule in computing for the sides and angles of a given triangle. Okay, so objectives for this: at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to first determine side of triangles using the Pythagoras theorem or the Pythagorean theorem. Second is to determine solutions of special triangles like the right angled isosceles triangle and the concept of the half equilateral. And then third is to apply sine and cosine law in the solutions of triangles. Okay, so first we define what is the Pythagoras theorem, or that is Pythagorean theorem. Pythagoras is a Greek philosopher, okay, so that all right angle triangles have a property in common that is expressed in Pythagoras theorem, so that if we are going to draw there a right triangle, so right triangle consists of an angle that is included there is the 90-degree angle. Okay, so that is the angle C. Okay, so to be able to get the sides for the right angle triangle, that is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, where c there is the hypotenuse. Okay, so the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the two legs of the triangle. Okay, for example, if a right angle triangle has a hypotenuse of length 8 units and one other side of length 3 units, the length of the third side is the requirement. Okay, so having that one, okay, computing for the value of the third side, we have there the given, which is the hypotenuse equal to 8, and we have there a or b, so we choose a there to be equal to 3 for the other length of the um, triangle. Okay, so since if we use a there or b there, it's the same, since that is associative already, it doesn't affect the result of the value of the sides. Okay, so having that one using Pythagorean theorem, okay, having that is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, so substituting the values of c and a to the equation of the Pythagorean theorem, so that is 3 squared plus b squared is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, which is 8. Okay, so to be able to get the value of the third side, that is b squared is equal to 8 squared, transposing 3 squared to the right side of the equation, that will become negative 3 squared. And to get the value of b there, we square both sides of the equation. So the third side will be equal to the square root of 55, and in decimal form, that is equal to 7.416. Okay, so that is our final answer. Okay, special triangles. We have the special triangles. We have two there, the right angled isosceles triangle and the half equilateral. So for this one, the concept for this is used in solving for the sides or the angles of a triangle. Okay, so that is in Pythagoras theorem, or that is the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so special triangles, trigonometric ratios of their angles can be given in third or fractional form. Third, there is the number written in decimal form, or that is the number left in square root form. Okay, so having this one, right angled isosceles triangle, if we have there an isosceles triangle, we all know that an isosceles triangle have two equal sides. So having this one, we have two equal sides there, and isosceles triangle right angled isosceles triangle, we have there the 90-degree angle included in the triangle. So we have there the two equal sides of the triangle. Okay, so we represent that one as a 1 unit. So that is unitless, that is 1 unit. Okay, so having the hypotenuse, to be able to get the value of the hypotenuse, we just have to have the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, which is c. So to get that one, that is 1 squared plus 1 squared is equal to c squared, and that is 1 plus 1 equals 2 is equal to c. To get the value of c, there we square both sides, and the hypotenuse is equal to the square root of 2 units. Okay, so we have there the 2 units, and since the total of the interior angle of the triangle, that is equal to 180 degrees, so that is 180 degrees minus 45 degrees minus 45 degrees. So we have there the 90-degree angle, the right angled isosceles triangle, and to be able to get the values for 45 degrees, okay, so that is the same, 180 degrees minus 90 degrees, that is equal to 90 degrees also. Okay, so we should just have to divide this by 2, so that is 45 degrees. So the angles there are 45 degrees. So for the concept of the special triangle of a right angled isosceles triangle, we use the ratio 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2. So this is unitless, so that is Pythagoras theorem. So if I'm going to rewrite this one, that is also equal to 1 all over the square root of 2, where 1 there is the leg. Okay, that is either the leg A or the leg B. Okay, and then for the square root of 2, that is the hypotenuse, or letter C. Okay, so having that one, we have there the example number 1. A prop in the form of an isosceles triangle, it means that it has two equal sides, okay, constructed out of a timber, is placed against a vertical wall. If the length of the side along the horizontal ground is 3 meters, the length of the hypotenuse is the requirement. Okay, so having that one, if I'm going to draw that, okay, so if this will be the prop that lies in the vertical wall, okay, from the horizontal, since this will be the datum, that is the horizontal, it says there that the length of the side along the horizontal ground is 3.4. Since this will be 3.4, the horizontal is equal to the vertical side of the triangle, so that is also equal to 3.4 meters. Okay, so the requirement there is the hypotenuse. Okay, so that is, we denote that one as C. Okay, so having that one, okay, using the Pythagoras theorem, so we have there the ground length is 2 hypotenuse, so that is equal to the ground length, which is given to be 3.4, and what is the requirement, which is the C. Okay, so that is hypotenuse, or that is also equal to our Pythagoras theorem, the ratio, that is 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2, so that is 1 is to square root of 2, since that is ground length, that is the leg, which is 1 unit all over the hypotenuse, which is square root of 2 units. Okay, to be able to get the value of the hypotenuse, we get this one, we equate the two. Okay, so that is 3.4 is to C is equal to 1 is to square root of 2. Okay, to get the value of C there, we just cross multiply, that is 3.4 square root of 2, and that is equal to 4.80 8. Okay, so we have there also, since that is a 90 degrees, that is an isosceles, and for the angles, for the remaining angle, that is 90 degrees divided by 2, that is 45 degrees. Same with this one, that is 45 degrees, using the trigonometric ratios. So that is, if we're going to use 45 degrees there, we use cosine. Okay, so having that one, that is cosine of 45 degrees, that is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is C. So having that one, that is cosine of 45 degrees, the adjacent side to the 45 degrees is the 3.4 divided by the hypotenuse, which is the unknown. So having that one, we have there C is equal to 3.4 divided by cosine of 45 degrees, and still it's the same, that is also equal to 3.4 square root of 2, or that is equal to 4.808 meters. So this is in meters. Okay, so that will be the hypotenuse of the prop. Okay, we have there example number 2. A bicycle frame is in the form of an isosceles triangle with the horizontal crossbar forming the hypotenuse. So if this will be the horizontal, it says there that this will be the hypotenuse. Okay, so if the crossbar is 53 centimeters long, okay, so that is 53 centimeters, the length of each of the other two sides to the nearest millimeters is the requirement. Okay, so having this one, we just have to convert this one directly to its millimeters. So that is also equal to 530 millimeters, since 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Okay, so converting that one, that is 53 centimeters multiplied by 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. Okay, so that is equal to 530 millimeters, since the requirement is in millimeters. Okay, so having that one, the horizontal, the hypotenuse lies at the horizontal. If we're going to draw the isosceles triangle, so the sides here are equal, and this will be the 90-degree angle for that one. So we denote the sides, the unknown, to be A, and the hypotenuse is equal to 530 mm, and since that is an isosceles triangle, automatically that is also 45 degrees. The same with this one, that is 45 degrees. Okay, so using the concept of the right angled isosceles triangle, using the ratio 1 is to 1 is to square root of 2, or that is 1 is to square root of 2. Okay, so having that one, that is side length is to the hypotenuse. Okay, so that is equal to side length, which is A, and the hypotenuse, which is 530 millimeters. Okay, so having that one, that is also equal to the leg, which is the ratio, that is 1 is to square root of 2 units. Okay, so equating this two, that is A is to 530 mm equal to 1 all over square root of 2. Okay, so cross multiplying, it will give us the value of the legs, that is the side. Okay, that is A is equal to 530 millimeters divided by square root of 2 units. Okay, so the value of the leg is equal to 374.467 millimeters, or if we are going to use trigonometric ratio, okay, so having that one, we use there 45 degrees. So if we are going to have that one, that is cosine. Okay, so we use cosine of 45 degrees, that is equal to adjacent all over the hypotenuse, and the adjacent there is the side A divided by the hypotenuse, which is 530 millimeters. Okay, so computing for that one, the side there is equal to 530 millimeters multiplied by cosine of 45 degrees. So it is the same, that is also equal to 374.467 millimeters. Okay, so we are done with the special triangle for the first, that is the right angle isosceles triangle. Now we move on to another special triangle, that is the half equilateral. Okay, so an equilateral triangle is a triangle whose sides are all the same length and whose angles are all equal to 60 degrees. So if we're going to add the angles, that is 60 degrees plus 60 degrees plus 60 degrees, that is also equal to 180 degrees, and that is the sum of the angles of a triangle. Okay, so for equilateral triangle, the angles there are all equal, so that is equal to 60 degrees. That is 180 degrees divided by 3, that is 60 degrees. Okay, so the second right angle triangle of interest is the half equilateral triangle with side lengths, again by Pythagoras or Pythagorean theorem, in the ratio of 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2. So having this unit, so if we are going to draw a line from the vertex to the base of the triangle, so that is half, so we form there an right angle. Okay, so that is 1 unit. So to get the value of the hypotenuse or the square root of 3 there, so we use the trigonometric ratio, which is cosine, or let's say tangent. Okay, so that is tangent of 60 degrees, that is equal to, let's say, square root of 3 there, with denote that as x. Okay, so x all over, so that is tangent TOA, so that is opposite over the adjacent. Opposite there is x and adjacent there is 1. And then to get the value of x, that is equal to tangent of 60 degrees, and tangent of 60 degrees is also equal to the square root of 3. Okay, so to be able to get the value of the hypotenuse, we use their cosine. Okay, so using cosine of 60 degrees, that is equal to adjacent over the hypotenuse, which is adjacent is 1, and hypotenuse there we denote that one as y. Okay, so denoting that one as y, that is y is equal to 1 all over cosine 60 degrees. Okay, so hypotenuse there is equal to 2 units. Okay, so we have already got the unit of measurement of the measurements of the sides. Okay, so that's satisfied already. Okay, so having an example here. Okay, so but for the ratio, that is 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2, where 1 there is leg A, or that is B, since that is cumulative. Okay, or that is associative, and then square root of 3 there is B, and then 2 there is the hypotenuse, or we denote that one as C. Okay, so example, a tree casts a horizontal shadow 8 square root of 3 meters long. If a line were to be drawn from the end of the shadow to the top of the tree, it would be inclined to the horizontal at 60 degrees. So from the horizontal to the top of the tree, that is the elevation, so that is 60 degrees. What is the height of the tree? Okay, so using trigonometric ratio, okay, using trigonometric ratio, we have there, we denote the height of the tree as, let's say, A. Okay, so having that one, we use cosine. Okay, cosine rule. So that is cosine of 60 degrees. The trigonometric ratio cosine 60 is equal to, sorry, so that is supposed to be tangent. Okay, since the hypotenuse is not given, so tangent of 60 degrees is equal to opposite divided by the adjacent. Okay, so that is A all over the adjacent, which is 8 square root of 3 meters. Okay, so having that one, the height of the tree is equal to 8 square root of 3 tangent of 60 degrees. Okay, so that is equal to 24. Okay, 24 meters, or using the special triangle, which is the half equilateral, so that is 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2. Okay, so having that one, that is since the height is square root of 3, and then for the base, that is the base there is 1, and for the hypotenuse, that is 2 units. Okay, so having that one, using ratio and proportion again. Okay, so height of the tree is to the length of the shadow. Okay, so that is equal to unknown, so that is, we denote that one as A. Okay, and then divided by the length of the shadow, which is 8 square root of 3. Okay, so that is also equal to, using the ratio, that is 1 is to square root of 3 is to 2, for the height of the tree, that is square root of 3, and then for the length of the shadow, that is 1. Okay, so having that one, we equate the two, that is, we cross multiply, that is A divided by 8 square root of 3 is equal to square root of 3 is to 1. Okay, so having that, we get the value of the height of the tree, which is A, so that is equal to 8 square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3 cents. So if we're going to multiply square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3, that is 3. 3 times 8, that is equal to 24 meters also. So the height of the tree is therefore 24 meters. Using trigonometric ratio and using the half equilateral. Okay, so using Pythagorean ratio or theorem. Okay, now we move on to sine rule and cosine rule. Okay, the sine rule is used when we are given A, two angles and one side, or B, two sides and a non-included angle. So if we're going to have there an example, A, okay, two angles and one side are given. So if I'm gonna draw there a triangle, two angles, so this will be given, example lang. And this one is also given, and one side is given. Okay, so I choose this one, or we can have this one given this side and given also this side. Okay, for letter B, example again. Okay, sine rule, we use sine rule if we are given two sides and a non-included angle. So if I'm gonna draw there a triangle again. Okay, two sides are given, so let's say this one is given the first side, and then given the second side. Okay, and a non-included angle, that means that it has no opposite side. So for this one, for this side, for the opposite angle for this one is this. Okay, and then for the second side given, the opposite angle for this one is this. So these are called the included angles. So for the non-included angle, so this will be the non-included angle, so this will be the given. Okay, the non-included angle. Okay, so we use their sine rule. And then for the cosine rule, okay, if we are given A, three sides, or B, two sides and the included angle. Okay, so for example, we have there the triangle. Okay, three sides are not equal, so we have there given, okay, given this first side, okay, given the second side, and then given the third side. We use there the cosine rule. So sine rule and cosine rule, we use this one in triangles that are obtuse or scalene. Okay, since scalene and obtuse triangles have no equal sides. Okay, so letter B there, if we are given two sides and the included angle, so for example, we have here given the first side and then given here the second side. Okay, the included angle there is either the opposite angle of given the second side and then the opposite angle of the first given side. Okay, so say for example we have there, so that is the included angle for this one. Okay, so those are just examples. So having that one, we can assess if what are we going to use, if it is sine rule or cosine rule. Okay, for the sine rule, study the triangle ABC shown below. Let B stands for the angle B, let C stands for the angle C, and A for the angle A. And then also for the lowercase b, that is also equal to the length of AC, or that is line AC, and then C there, the lowercase c corresponds to the angle uppercase C. Okay, so that is also equal to the line AB. And then same with the angle A, it corresponds to its opposite side, which is lowercase a, and that is also equal to the line BC. Okay, so having the sine rule there, that is A is to the sine of its opposite angle, which is A, and that is equal to the opposite side B corresponds to the opposite angle of B. Okay, and then C there corresponds to the angle of its opposite. Okay, so that is C all over sine C also. Okay, so having that one, we have here an example. In triangle ABC, B is equal to 21 degrees, C is equal to 46 degrees, and AB is equal to 9 centimeters. Solve the unknown sides. Okay, so having that one, we have there an example, that is if you're going to assess that one, since a triangle is equal to, the angles are 180 degrees, so computing for the third angle, that is minus 21 degrees minus 46 degrees, so that is equal to 113 degrees. Since that is greater than 190 degrees, so our triangles is an obtuse. Okay, so this will be the 113 degrees, and for the 21 degrees, the smaller, that is 21 degrees, and then for the angle of C, that is 46 degrees. Okay, so that is A. Okay, that is 113 degrees. For the angle of B, that is 21, and then for the angle of C, that is 46 degrees, so in clockwise. Okay, so that is for solution. Since we are given two angles, that is 21 degrees and 46 degrees, and we are given one side, which is AB. Okay, so that is the opposite side of the angle C, which is 9 centimeters. Okay, so that is equal to small letter C, or that is equal to the line AB, or the side AB. Okay, so having that one, using sine rule, okay, we have to use sine rule since we are given two angles and one side. Okay, so getting the given, okay, so that is 9 centimeters is to the opposite angle, which is C, and that is sine 46 degrees, and that is equal to the unknown, which is AC again, AC, or that is small letter B. Okay, so that is the opposite side of the angle B, that is sine B, which is 21 degrees, and that is equal to C also. Okay, C there is unknown already, so we have there A. Okay, small letter A is to sine 113 degrees, so this is 9, That is 9. Okay, so having that one, we may now able to get the values of the other sides, which is b and a, using sine rule. Okay, so equating this two, and then next is we equate this two since we have the given already. So we use the given, which is 9 is to sine 46. So having that one, 9 is to sine 46 degrees, that is equal to the first, which is b, is to sine of 21. So we may be able to get the value of b by cross multiplying. That is b is equal to 9 sine 21 degrees is to sine 46 degrees. Okay, so the value of b there is equal to, okay, so that is 4.484 centimeters. Okay, so next we equate the other, that is 9 is to sine 46 is equal to a is to sine 113 degrees, or that is line BC or side BC. Okay, so to be able to get that one, we cross multiply again. A there is equal to 9 sine of 113 degrees divided by sine of 46 degrees. So that is also equal to 11.517 centimeters. Okay, so those are the answers. The legs are 4.484 centimeters and the other is 11.517 centimeters. Okay, so for the second rule, the cosine rule, we refer to the triangle shown below. So that is for the angle B, the opposite side for the angle B is the lowercase b, or the side AC. So the same with the angle A, that is opposite side for the angle A is the lowercase a, or the line BC or the side BC, and the same with C. Okay, so that will be corresponding to the lowercase c. Okay, so using cosine rule, sorry, this is should be cosine rule. Okay, using cosine rule, that is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a. So that is the side, if this will be the given, so that is side A, it corresponds to its opposite angle, which is a. And then the same with this one, so those are our hints. So b there corresponds to the opposite angle, which is B also, and then C the same, that is opposite angle, which is the uppercase C. And for the sides, we just get the square for that one, so that is b squared plus c squared, its sum. Okay, so that is from the derived from the Pythagorean theorem, or the Pythagoras theorem, minus 2 multiplied by the sides. Okay, so that is BC. Okay, it's the same. Okay, so those are our clue. And then for this one, AC, so we subtract there 2 multiplied by AC also, and then AB here, so that is we subtract there 2AB also. Okay, so having that one, using cosine rule, so don't forget that if you're going to use cosine rule, if the given is 3 sides, or we are given 2 sides and an included angle also, so we use cosine rule. Okay, so example for this one, in triangle ABC, AB is equal to 42 centimeters, BC is equal to 37 centimeters, and AC is equal to 26 centimeters. So we are asked to solve the angles. So having this one, 3 sides of the triangle, we use cosine rule for this one. Okay, so if we're going to draw this, okay, in a clockwise manner, so this will be our A, and then B, and then C. Okay, so it says there line AB is equal to 42 centimeters, or that is we denote that as side C. Okay, and then for BC there, that is given as 37 centimeters, or we denote this one as the opposite side of the angle A, so that is small letter A. And then the same with this one, that is given as 26 centimeters, side AC, or we denote this one as the opposite side of the angle B, which is the lowercase b. Okay, so having that one, we first get the value of the angle A. Okay. So having that one, we have to use A there. A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of the angle A. Okay, so substituting the values for that one, A there corresponds to 37 squared is equal to B squared, which is 26 squared, plus 42 squared minus 2 multiplied by 26 multiplied by C, which is 42. And then cosine of the angle A. Okay, so having that one, we may now compute for the value of cosine A. So we transpose cosine this part to the left side of the equation. So it will become 2 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 42 cosine of A, and that is equal to, what remains there is this one. So that is the legs 26 squared plus 42 squared. Okay, and then transposing 37 squared to the right side, so it will become negative 37 squared. And to be able to get the value of A, we divide both sides by 2 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 42, and then the cosine there. Okay, so having that one, this will be cancelled already, and what remained there is A is equal to 26 squared plus 42 squared minus 37 squared divided by 2 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 42 and multiplied by cosine, but it will give us a math error here. Okay, so we have to get the reciprocal of cosine, which is cosine raised to negative 1. Okay, so that is, okay, A there is already equal to the inverse of cosine, or arc cosine, that is 26 squared plus 42 squared minus 37 squared, and that is divided by 2 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 42. And for the value of angle A, that is equal to 60.634 degrees. And the same in getting the values of the angle B. So for B also, we use there B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2 multiplied by the sides, which is AC, and then cosine of the angle B. Okay, so having that one, we get the value of B, that is equal to, so directly, that is cosine raised to negative 1 multiplied by A squared plus C squared, and then transposing B squared to the right side, that will become negative B squared divided by 2AC, and that is equal to, of course, cosine raised to negative 1 multiplied by A squared, which is 37 squared, plus C squared, that is 42 squared, minus 26 squared, and then divided by 2 multiplied by 37 multiplied by 42. Okay, so that is equal to 37.764 degrees. Same with getting the value of the angle C. So that is, we use their small letter C squared is equal to the other sides, which is A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C. Okay, so getting that one, the same process, we get the value of C there, that is equal to arc cosine or inverse cosine of, that is a squared plus b squared minus this one, that is c squared, divided by the coefficient, which is 2ab. That is 2ab. Okay, so having that one, that is also equal to cosine raised to negative 1, or arc cosine, or that is inverse cosine, that is multiplied by 37 squared plus 26 squared minus 42 squared, divided by 2 multiplied by 37 multiplied by 26, that is equal to 81.602 degrees. So we have obtained already the values of the angle, so we have to check. So that is supposed to be, if we are going to check the angles, that is supposed to be equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so checking that one, 180 degrees, if it is equal to 60.634 degrees plus 37.764 degrees, okay, plus 81.602 degrees. So checking that one, that is 180 degrees. Also, if you're going to calculate, that is also 180 degrees. So that is correct. So our answer is correct. So that ends our discussion on solutions of triangles.